Okay, so I have run out of ink, and so I decided to pick a new color and make a little ink exploration video from it. But the problem is I've been really indecisive and there hasn't been like a clear color in my head that I've wanted to use. So it's this very like disconnected, disjointed, messy video, I apologize, in which I'm just rambling about random things, trying to pick a color and having no real luck until the very end. I decided, because I just could not make a decision, I decided to go for a walk. And in doing so, I found my color inspiration from this beautiful little plant. So stay tuned. I hope that you can enjoy this video in some capacity, and thank you for watching. Okay, so I'm sitting here trying to pick out the next ink that I will use for my fountain pen, and I have been, since that last video with the Kayo no Oto ink, I've been using that particular ink, and it's about to run dry. And it's a really light ink, and it's absolutely beautiful, but I'm kind of craving something a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more contrasting and obvious. So initially, these were the colors that I had picked out. The Pilot Iroshizuku Takesumi, the Sailor Shikiori Long Autumn Night or something, I think. Diamine Twilight, Diatramentis Deepwater Obsession. Oh, that's, excuse me. These are actually kind of similar in color, kind of like a brown purple. This is the Diatramentis Deepwater Obsession. This is Robert Oster Smokescreen. And then we have the Robert Oster Blue Violet. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, maybe I should throw in some wild cards and actually ink up with one of the 3 diamine inks that I have used the most. Someone pointed out that when I flush these Pelicans, just take out the nib unit. Of course, how easy would that be to clean out the pen? I've actually disassembled my M800 before and have taken out the nib unit, but I've never thought to do just that for a cleaning. So thank you so much for pointing that out. My life has just become a little bit easier. I'm still not set on any of these, and it's kind of frustrating. Oh man, thank you so much for making that suggestion. That made everything so much easier. It comes out really easy. One thing that is important to do, that when you are removing these nib units, kind of like pinch down from the bottom of the feed and the top of the nib and twist those together, because if you don't, you might run the risk of shifting the nib and changing the alignment with the feed. So we have some clean birds now. Yay, that was so easy. Okay, we're gonna try 2 more inks. Going back to the Kayo no Odo inks and the Kayo Iro inks, which I believe are made by the same company. One represents the culture and sites of Kyoto, and then I think the other represents the history of Kyoto, if I can remember correctly, or something along those lines. So we have Kayo Iro, and Kayo no Oto. This one is the number 8, which is kind of a minty green. And then the other one, Moonlight of Hagashiyama. And I think this one will be very similar to the Diamine Ancient Copper. Not in how it behaves, but in like the color theme. If I were using Tomoe River paper, all these properties would be magnified. But I like using my Leuchtturm. I have a feeling these two are going to take me right back to that really light ink. And like I said, I think I'm wanting something a little more contrasting. Petrichor, the smell of rain, if I can remember correctly. So in my indecision, I decided to take a break and go for a walk with the dogs and hopefully come back and be able to pick out an ink. So yesterday it rained, and when it rains here in the desert, this beautiful, beautiful, precious plant called the creosote makes the most delightful, delicious smell in the whole entire world. And I wish I could describe it to you, but this is one of those smells that will be permanently embedded in my brain. And anytime I'm elsewhere in the world and it rains and I don't smell this, it feels like something very big is missing. That is what ended up inspiring this color palette. I was like, okay, so let's find colors that match with this beautiful plant. And so I have here Rohrer and Klingner Alt Goldgrün, which I haven't visited in a while, so that might be kind of fun to do. I have Robert Oster Khaki. And Robert Oster Chartreuse. Saturate that a little bit more. There we go. And I think all of these colors represent this plant so well. I'm gonna go with khaki. I know how silly this all may have seemed, to have this much trouble picking out an ink. Sometimes it is what it is, and it happens. I need to add that when you take off the nib section or the nib unit, or you are turning your piston knob, don't crank it down tight. As soon as it stops threading, you are good to go, and you should not turn it anymore because you could damage your pen. No. I have a hard time remembering how to spell khaki. I'm just having a hard time today, period, I think. That goes well beyond the inks, apparently. My writing, my hands, maybe I need more coffee. Maybe I've had too much coffee. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. I am content with this. I love this ink. I love this ink and pen combination as well. I think they just work really, really, really well together.